Well, good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with me, Pastor Michelle. Today is Saturday, December 19th, and let's first talk about a woman, a bold woman in Black history, and we're going to talk about an Air Force general named Marcellite Harris. There's a picture of her. So no one would ever have guessed that she would become one of the most highly decorated military generals in the Air Force, not even Marcellite herself. She graduated from Spelman College with a degree in speech and drama, and she set her sights on Broadway, but soon saw an opportunity in the Air Force. It was a steady job and a chance to see the world. Her specialty was aircraft maintenance, although she had to convince her male colleagues that she had a real interest in aircraft hydraulics and aerodynamics. In 1971, she became the first woman aircraft maintenance officer. Over the next decade, her assignments took her from Thailand to California to Colorado to Japan as she supervised squadrons at various Air Force bases. From airlifting food supplies to protecting the no-fly zone, the maintenance of aircraft equipment is an extremely crucial task, and she was supervising all of it. Despite the tough hours, she managed to enroll in more aircraft courses, earn a bachelor's degree in business management, and raise 3 kids. In 1995, she was promoted to Major General and became the highest-ranking woman in the Air Force and the highest-ranking Black woman in the entire Department of Defense. She took a post in the Pentagon as the Director of Maintenance, which made her responsible for every single weapon and aircraft used in the entire Air Force. She had a career that lasted more than 30 years and has been recognized with countless awards and decorations. She accomplished many firsts in that time, but made a private commitment to establish opportunities for all women in the armed forces. So good for her. And she is still alive to this day. So our Disney story tonight comes from Wreck-It Ralph, and it's called Wreck the Halls. Wreck the Halls with... All right. So let's get right into it. Ralph should have been excited. It was his first real Christmas, but he couldn't stop thinking about how lonely the other bad guys would be. Let's throw the bad guys a Christmas party, Vanellope suggested. Ralph loved that idea. Ralph called a special meeting of the Badanon support group. I want everyone to meet here in the support group room on Christmas Eve and get ready for the merriest Christmas ever. Ralph and Vanellope made gifts for each bad guy. Then they found a perfect lollipop tree in Lollysticks Forest. How are we going to carry all this to the support group room? Ralph asked. In a sleigh, of course, Vanellope said. Vanellope dragged Ralph across Sugar Rush to the cart bakery. Soon their sleigh was ready to go. On Christmas Eve, the 2 friends met up to bring Christmas to the bad guys. Okay, let's get this thing moving, Ralph called out, reaching for the sleigh's left and right rocket switches. He flipped them both, but his powerful grip snapped one of the tiny rocket switches like a toothpick. Only one rocket turned on and the sleigh spun out of control. The rocket spiraled lower and lower until gloop! It came to a lurching stop in the middle of Great Carmel Lake. The sleigh and all the presents were ruined. Empty-handed and covered in caramel, Ralph and Vanellope made their way to the support group room. I've wrecked their Christmas, Ralph said. For once, Vanellope didn't have a snappy comeback. Time to face the music, big guy, she said, shaking her head. But when they opened the door, the friends' jaws dropped. The room was completely decked out. The bad guys greeted them with a big cheer. Vanellope and I made presents and trimmed a tree. We even made a sleigh, but I wrecked it. I wrecked everything. Don't be silly, Ralph, said Satine. You're the reason we're here, spending the holiday together. That's a pretty great gift. Merry Christmas, Ralph. So I know this year is going to be different. Not being able to spend holidays with all of our families and we'll see some maybe on Zoom or FaceTime. But we'll get to hopefully see them. That's what I hope for all of you. I hope you still get to see them, even if it's from a distance. Because, being together with the ones you love, that's what Christmas is all about, aside from Jesus, of course. So that's, I hope all of you get a chance to be with your loved ones in some way. God bless you all.